had to go. I gotta go pay my phone bill
Wait,
right now,
wait, wait.
so I might as well do a live while I'm walking. I'm gonna walk like a mile. It's gonna be a mile trip, a half mile there and a half mile back. So it's good exercise anyway. Just like I exercised earlier, I might as well exercise again. Walking all that far. I think I'm gonna stop by the store and get some water, man, so my body won't cramp up or something. You know, last time I walked that far, my body got cramped because no dehydration, basically, man. I think I'll be okay. I think because there's no there's no store going on the way there. Actually, when you get there, there's a store. You know, because I want to talk about the passport bros because this is a huge movement, man. There's so many dudes, so many passport bros, basically raiding all the other countries, third world countries across the nation or world or whatever. You know, bringing up the cost of living out there. And you wonder why. You know, because they're desperate, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. Anytime a man get on the plane to go 8,000 miles away, like from here to Thailand, 8,000 miles away just to get laid, that's one desperate man, bro. That's one desperate dude, bro. You hop your ass on the plane just so you can get laid, you must be really struggling, man. Like that one guy, man. I forgot his name, man, but he went all the way to Japan just so he can get some coochie, bro. He, I mean, you gotta understand, men want to be where they can get laid all the time. You got some passport bros just trying to stay in that country. Even expat, white dudes, they do not want to go back to America for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna stop and get some water, bro. Yeah, we're gonna stop and get some water first before we go any further. Look, man, the West is hella competitive nowadays, man. Even I'm struggling, bro. Like, when I was out there dating, I remember I could not keep a girlfriend, bro. And I'm so-called decent looking, right? I got a nice eye area, I got a nice lip area, but all the other features on me, bro, are just average. And I struggle. I struggle, and I get it. You want to be in a country where you can get laid. You're having a hard time in America getting laid. You feel what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, of course there is. Of course there's cops everywhere. It's the end of the month. It's the end of the month. So you got to understand, the date market in America is only for like the middle class, the upper middle class, and the rich. You know, the poor people or the poor men, that's lacking, they're gonna get left behind, man. So I see dudes, they taking the easy way out. They say forget about trying to get rich. I don't want to get rich. I want to be where there's coochie at. You know what I'm saying? It takes too long to get rich. We talking about years of, just being years of struggling. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, before we continue, we gotta get some water. So they take the easy way out. They buy a passport, which is very easy. They buy a plane ticket and get the visa. All they need to do is have a little bit of money for it, and they in another country. $5,000, say ho. Only $5,000 saved. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, all we need is this, man. Huh? Oh, cash. $2? One. That's okay. Thank you. You can't slack nowadays because, on like how competitive it is in America. I noticed that myself. When I blow up like a blimp, I lose that competitive edge that I got over other men. So if I get out of shape, yeah, I'm gonna struggle more. And I noticed that I can't put on weight, I can't put on fat, or women won't look at me. I'll struggle even harder than I am doing now. Even at a lower body fat percentage, it's like you'll struggle harder now. But dudes getting on planes, landing in the Philippines, Thailand. I mean, bro, like the fucking Philippines and Thailand is getting ransacked with expats and passport bros. You know what I'm saying? More expats though than passport bros. But those countries are getting ransacked because they're like, man, what am I gonna do? I'm having a hard time getting laid. I gotta get my ass on the plane and go to Thailand for about, 6 months. And what they do, they get on that plane and go to where the cookie's at, man. I gotta go pay my phone bill right now, so I'm walking and just need something to do to keep me occupied, man, until I get to the spot to pay my phone bill, man. Men want to be where the action's at. Thailand does things differently than America. Thailand does what am I saying? Thailand does things differently than America, man. Like Thailand believe in, pimping women, bro. Basically, you see them bars in Pattaya. Them are not just regular bars. Those are prostitute bars, bro. You know, they believe in pimping women. They don't call it that, but you can say it's that because you can walk up to them bars and, take a woman home with you, man. All you gotta do is pay a fee and you can take a woman with you. You can't do that in America. What's up with it? In America, you go to bars and you get what likes you, and then you take her home. Like, they make sex available, more available for men, man, in Thailand. So what country would do that? Other than just the Philippines, you know, America doesn't do that. I mean, unless you're in Las Vegas, they got brothels out there that's legal. Other than that, man, you can't get it better than Thailand when it comes to, you know, you can't get it better than that. You know, when you can walk up to a bar, meet a chick that's interested in you, and then take her home after that, man, that's something that America don't do, bro. So dudes are flooding those countries, bro. There's about 3 million foreigners in Thailand right now. God damn, that's a lot of motherfuckers. Just 3 million struggling motherfuckers. You know, and the number is climbing. It's getting to the point where Thailand is starting to become picky about who they let in the country and shit. They're making it more difficult for you to get a visa in Thailand because there's so many foreigners going there, bro. You see, when a human finds an easier way, naturally he gonna take that way. Because I said this before, man, it's in human nature to take the path with the least resistance. With the least resistance. My bad. You're gonna take that path. That's an easy way out back there. I don't have to self-improve really. All I gotta do is get my passport, save some money up, you know, get a visa, and I'm done. I get on that plane, I land in Thailand, and I have an easier time with the ladies. And that's true, man. You see, that's why you see a lot of old guys. Because in the Matrix, here in the Matrix, once you get past a certain age, you're forgotten about by young females. Once you hit about like 50, 55, 60, women forget about you, man. You become yesterday's news and shit. You become that old guy, man. So a lot of guys, they can't get that attention that they do in Thailand, in America. You know what I'm saying? They can't get that attention. And you know, you don't have easy access to like young females unless you P. Diddy or somebody. You feel what I'm saying? Now you an old guy here in the Matrix, 55, 60, and you got a lot of money, then yeah, you can still be dating younger females. But if you a guy that got a pension, you know, here in the Matrix, that's like 64, 65 years old, a pension is not gonna be enough. There's a guy right now that's living off a pension. And he old, and he ain't got no woman, man. He hasn't had a woman in 20 years. The guy that walks around here with the little dog and stuff, you know. So they don't want that to happen to them. When you're in the final stages of your life, you become way more desperate to get attention from young females, man. They stop giving you that attention. I noticed that, man, when I got 30, man, attention from young females started slowing down. And it's getting worse every single year with me, man. Pretty soon, I'm gonna be an old fart, forgotten about by young females. Right now, it's not 100%. Like right now, I still get attention from younger females, but it's not that many like that, like it used to be. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand why the guys are going overseas to these countries, man. You feel what I'm saying? I get it, man. You are going to a country where you have a lot more leverage when it comes to the ladies. You got that American passport, they find, I mean, they flock to you like sheep, man. But my only thing is with the passport bros is that, yeah, you can do that, but you're not gonna be able to stay in the country long term. You're only gonna be able to visit. And that getting young female attention while you over there will be short-lived. You know what I'm saying? They're only letting certain people stay long-term, bro. Like dudes over 50. They make it easier for them to stay long-term because that's the retirement age, really. Like that's when people start to retire, and they know that you got that moolah, which is good for their economy. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're younger, it's harder to stay long term. You gotta focus on your money. And then travel. You feel what I'm saying? And then travel. Because a lot of guys are out there hella young and broke, man. You know, Austin Holloman, what'd he do? Hop his ass on the plane, you know, to go to Thailand and the Philippines because he was having trouble in America. That's why I laugh when people say, you know, when a guy comes around and says, you know, Austin Holloman, he's a Tyrone Light. And I was like, what? Get the fuck out of here, bro. He's not. That's why he's over there. It makes sense, right? You're struggling in America and dudes who don't struggle in the dating market, dudes who are like at least average and above, you know, they're not like trying to go to a different country and stay long term. Visiting is different from trying to stay. Like me, I just want to visit. I don't want to stay. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still an outsider out there. You know, I feel like it's for like average, you know, it's for guys who definitely like don't want to go to the, what am I saying? Like Thailand and traveling overseas and trying to stay long term are for guys who are old. You know, guys who are out there prime and shit. You know, because the women out there, let me tell you something. They pay attention to you. Now, they're just after you for your money, but some attention is better than no. Matter of fact, that's the fucking next step up, is better than being invisible, right? See, at least you're getting some type of attention. You know, out here in the Matrix, you are invisible if you are hella old, bro. If you ain't your 50s and 60s, man, you invisible to them young females. Like me, bro, like I'm barely hanging on myself, bro. Like I still got a few young chicks that like me, man. You know, it's not a lot like it used to be, man. And that pool for me is getting smaller and smaller until I get my bread up. And then, you know, I'll be able to get women whenever I want. So my thing is focus on the bag, get that bag, and these women will flock to you anywhere in the world. But back to what I was saying about desperate men going overseas. You're going overseas because you're desperate. And you want to get laid on the regular. Not just sometimes, but on the regular. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what the passport bros that come in. They desperate, man. Desperation will make you travel 8,000 miles across the world just so you can get some coochie. Just so the laws can be different. You know? You feel what I'm saying? And then you got all these guys, these passport bros in Pattaya right now, talking about, yeah, come out here, bro. They don't discriminate. They don't care what you look like. They'll give you some action, some coochie. Like, what's his name? Richie Mack. He promoting the hell out of Thailand, man. You fucking blowing up the spot, bro. The good thing, I'm not trying to stay out there long term. I just want to be out there for only a little bit, maybe like a year or something, and then come back to the Matrix, man.
Wait.
Come out here. There's more chicks than men out here.
Wait.
You know. And dudes are like, oh, really? Word? Man, I'm coming out there with you, Richie Mack. And the next thing you know, for some reason, he's finding more and more brothers in Thailand. He's like, God damn, I done blown up the spot. There's more black men out here. And they walk up to him and be like, yeah, Richie Mack, you the reason why I'm out here, bro. Yeah, shit, bro. Richie Mack, you got me out here. He'll be like, damn, my YouTube channel was blowing up the spot. That's because men are desperate to have beautiful women. Like, if Richie Mack was here in the West, no female will be paying attention to him because he's below average looking and he's short. That's a recipe for like disaster right there, man. You below average looking and you short at the same time. That's a death sentence, bro. That's why his ass is in Thailand, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's why his ass is in Thailand. Because the women out here were not paying attention to his ass. His bread wasn't long enough to stay out here like that. So he had to come to Thailand, start a YouTube channel, get it all hyped up with the intro and outro. You know, he wouldn't be dating that girl L if he was over here, man. She would look the other way if she saw his ass. But since she's a desperate chick working, she's in the, let me drink some water. Since she's a desperate chick in a massage parlor, you know, looking for a Captain Save-A-Hoe, you know, to rescue her, she had no choice but to take Richie Mack up on his offer. Because if she was over here, man, and the L, she's around a 6 to me, bro. Like, you know, she's around there, like, 'cause she got a nice hot body, and she's over 30. You know, not really the cream of the crop of Thailand out there. So I give her a 6 because her bod, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a 5 or something like that. 5 or 6, somewhere around there. Because in the Matrix, and Richie Mack, he like a 3 out of 10. Them chicks would not be paying attention to him, man. if he was over here. If she was over here. If they both was over here. She wouldn't pay attention to him. She would ignore him. But since she's over there, man, just hustling, doing the massage thing, and you got a short little dude from America, a short sub-5 dude from America, wanting to take care of her and take her in to his nice place and stuff. Yeah, she's gonna take that offer. All these females, they want that passport, and in their mind, they thinking, if I get with this short, ugly dude, he gonna take me to America and get me out of my situation. Because over there in Thailand, there's very little opportunity for women. It's not like the Matrix where women got a whole lot of opportunity and they can make their own money and stuff like that. It's not like that over here, over there in Thailand. It's like that over here. So that's why a lot of guys struggle, because basically, the system is pro-women, man, and giving women opportunities so that way they don't have to depend on a man no more, which is kind of throwing men up under the bus. It makes our life a lot harder when the system is rigged against you and don't want you to succeed in life. Matter of fact, they make it super hard for you to succeed. You have to go through the ringer just so you can succeed, meaning that you got to be on the grind for years before you see a lick of money. You feel what I'm saying? They make it nearly impossible to be successful, and the wealth gap is getting wider and wider. So guys, I'm saying, fuck that. That's the easy way out. Give me a passport, book a flight, get the visa, and I'm in the country. I'm over there where I can get laid. Like that one guy that was on Travel with Paul's channel, the last video Paul uploaded. You could tell he had problems. You know what I'm saying? Just look at him. You could tell, bro. He funny looking, bro. He a funny looking dude, bro. Of course, yeah, he in Thailand because women out here would not checking for him, bro. That's a funny looking dude, bro. He kind of remind me of something out of a cartoon or something, bro. And he don't got no hunter eyes, nothing. At least I got hunter eyes or whatever. I got a good eye area. That's what saved me throughout the years, man, is my eyes, man, and my lips. If my eyes and lips wasn't there, bro, I would have been in deep shit. So my mom did give me some decent looks where I could attract something. You feel what I'm saying? But out there, I could tell that guy that was on Travel with Paul's, his last video, I could tell he struggled big time just by looking at the dude. I'm like, God damn, this guy's strange looking, bro. Like he's the type of dude that get picked on for his looks, man, in school, man. Hey, there go that cartoon character. Get him. Beat him up. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, these dudes are escaping the Matrix just to get laid in other countries. And some of them are in Africa and stuff, man. They're in Kenya and shit. They got passport bros in Kenya. If you think you're gonna escape the passport bros in Kenya, think again. They out there too. Passport bros. They out there too. You know what I'm saying? Cause they got tired of the Matrix, bro. The only problem with that, like I said, man, a lot of these guys ain't got their bread right. And that's the only thing. You'll be coming back over here, struggling, and then saving more money up so you could travel in the next 6 months. That's not the way to live, bro. Go where you hot at and come back where you cold at. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you, Sunshine Shoulders, he went from getting laid on the regular to being back here in the Matrix where young females are not checking for him. And he went through it. Now he's back over there in the Philippines right now. But while he was over here, he was saying like, God damn, these young females ain't checking for me at all. I ain't getting nothing from the young women, because all men want young females, man. Young females are more valuable than older females. You know, women over 30 are not more valuable than women in their 20s at all. No matter how you slice it and dice it, young females will be prettier. They'll be having less luggage, having less baggage. You know, that's what men look for, man. And that's why they're going overseas. I'm like, man, I can't get no young female out here, man. My pension ain't working, bro. Your pension is not gonna work in the Matrix. Your disability check ain't gonna work in the Matrix, bro. Look at him, David Campbell, bro. It was so bad for him because he's a crippled and he old at the same time, bro. Bro, he was getting nothing. He was getting zero. He had to travel to like, you know, the Philippines just so he could get a wife. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had to travel to where he could get his rocks off, man. And that's understandable, bro. Don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% against passport bros, but when I am against a bunch of dudes is not, you know, don't get their bread right, heading overseas, man. You know, just heading overseas for, you know, without getting stability at least. A retirement check, you have to work your whole entire life for that. A retirement check, and it ain't gonna be a whole lot of money. Retirement check, $3,000 a month, which is okay if you're living in Thailand. You know, you could do $3,000 a month out there, easy. You can live good out there on $3 grand a month. But the retirement check, you got it. It takes. I mean, damn, you have to wait for that until you hit 67. You know what I'm saying? And then your pension and all that other stuff that you work for your whole entire life, basically just crumbs, you know, that you've been working for your whole entire life. So I say don't even depend on them to like save you in the last quarter of your life, bro. Find success, become a millionaire, or get a few millions somehow, you know, and then you can live overseas comfortably, bro. We gotta get there and pay this bill, man. I don't want them to shut my phone off like they did last time. So I'm gonna go pay my bill right now, man. You know? And I see my days are slipping away, man. This youthful. Even working out, I mean, you can slow down the aging process, but you can't get rid of it. All you can do is just slow it down by working out. You feel what I'm saying? But even though working out ain't gonna save your ass in your 60s, bro. Once you get 60 something, working out ain't gonna save you, bro. You know? Look at Sunshine Shoulders. He work out all the time. But because he got a sub-5 face, man, and he older, female ain't checking for him, man. So he had to jump on the plane and move to the Philippines where he can have sex on a regular with a woman that's above his looks level, with a nice body and shit, because, you know, the girl that he with is above him in looks, and he tear that ass up every single day. I mean, he's doing better than me. You feel what I'm saying? He's over there that's because he's over there in the Philippines where they don't discriminate like that. But he's at where he can get laid on the regular, man. Don't have to wear no condom or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's sticking to just one woman out there. You know. So he's out there. You know, and like I said, he's doing better than me. Because I don't even have a girlfriend that live in with me, man. I don't have that. I'm out here struggling trying to get the bag so I can have that. You know what I'm saying? This is, over here, the expectations and the what's the other word? Oh yeah, the expectations and the standards are higher out here with women. You know what I'm saying? Than it is in Thailand. And you got like feminists that kick in the door like, you going over there to take advantage of the poor women who don't have any money or nothing like that. When they say that, I say this. You know, when them dating apps came out back in, the early 2000s, or when them dating apps, Tinder and Bumble came out, didn't you bras take advantage of that? I mean, you got on the dating apps, right? The dating apps are pushed into your favor. You know, the dating apps are pushed into your favor. You know, women rule the dating apps. So I ain't saying nothing about that. Where you being picky and choosy over here in the Matrix, you're not choosing them men anyway. You don't want them anyway. So why do you care if a passport bro or an expat get a passport and head overseas? You feel what I'm saying? You don't want these type of men anyway. You don't want the old guys or the guys that look like Goofy and shit. The sub-5 dudes who struggle in the dating market. You don't want them. So why are you getting upset about it? A lot of women are upset that you're going overseas and shit like that. You know. So they're going to where they can get laid. Shit. Your body is built to have sex, man. It's not built to like be struggling to get sex your whole entire life. It's not. Your body's not built for that. Your body is built, your body's built to where you need sex at least 3 times a week as a man. Now you're a young man, I say 4, 5, 6. A young man needs about at least 4 or 5 times of sex every single week. Me, an older guy, I need 3 times a week at that. You feel what I'm saying? So your body was built to procreate, to bring more people into the world. If your body ain't doing it, you're gonna have problems. You know, you're gonna have problems, bro. Because out here, if you living in the wrong spot like me, I'm living in the wrong spot. This is not my spot. Bunch of Asian chicks and only a few Latin women. They're not checking for dark skin like that. You feel what I'm saying? I noticed that. I know the reason why I struggle out here. Because of my dark skin complexion. Now there's a few Asian women around here, they check for you and stuff, and they open-minded into dating a black man. But it's not that many of them. I can see if it was a whole lot of Asian women checking for me, this would be a good spot for me. You feel what I'm saying? This would be a really good spot for me. If I had money around here, it would be a better spot, but I don't. So guys are going to where they gotta have sex. They just doing what their body is telling them to do. Like, hey bro, it's been about 2 years since we had sex. When we gonna be back in some coochie? That's our job. Our job is to keep the race going, to keep the human race going. That's your job. If you're struggling to get that, bro, it only makes sense to move. But your money gotta be on point, though. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a few million, bro, I would stay overseas for like a year or 2. You know, I would party, travel around, and then come back to the US and invest the rest of my money. That's my plan. Travel around, see the world a little bit, like right away. And then I'll come back and see what I could do with buying a condo, investing more money first, and then buying a condo and all the other stuff. So a lot of men are traveling, going overseas Trying to get laid more, man. And the thing is, you can't really blame these men for doing that, man, because you got to understand how the human body works. You got to understand how the human body works. You have to have sex. It is good for your mental health. It is good for your well-being. It is good for your sanity, because without sex, bro, you'll start to turn insane, bro. Like right now, I haven't had sex in 2 years. And I feel my mental health has went down the drain. And, you know, yeah, these cops out here, they trying to get that quarter. You feel what I'm saying? They swarming the streets right now, man. Because it's about to be the first of the month. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, like, your body is built to have sex, bro. That's something that every single soul on this planet needs. It's not a want. You need sex. It's not a want. Men and women need sex. If you don't have it, you start having problems. Like prostate cancer and all that other shit. If you don't have sex, I masturbate, of course, but you know, word out on the street says that if you don't have sex, your body, you know, will start having some problems, because your body is like, hey, wait a minute, motherfucker, we're not having sex. We're supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be having sex on the regular, bro. You know, we're supposed to be doing that. What's going on? You know, you're running into all kinds of health problems and all that other stuff. Your mental health will decline if you're not having sex on the regular. If you don't feel a touch, you know, from the opposite sex. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about men and women. You know, your mental health will start to decline, man. I know my mother, because she had us, her dating life she couldn't hang on to a man. And she was way more pissed off because, you know, she wasn't active with men. You know, nobody wanted to be with her because of us, you know. And she was always pissed off, bro. My mom, she was always hella mean, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And we all know why. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure it out. She went a long time without a man, you know? So every single human being, and including animals, need sex, bro. You know, dudes need to mate. You know, and the cats, male cats, lions, tigers, and bears. You gotta have it. You know, the male lion gotta mate with the female lion, bro. That's why he always on the hunt all the time, looking to take over prides and shit. Got to defeat the other male lion so he can get the coochie. you know, a desire for sex is that strong, bro. That's why I say, guys, if you desire sex, you have to become that animal, bro. You gotta be that lion, bro. That's hunting, bro. Because if you're a Pluto, man, you dead meat. You can't be a Pluto out here, bro. A little small Pluto can't be a Chihuahua either. You gotta be a male lion, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know? So you gotta be like that. You gotta be out there hunting and doing the best that you can, bro. Get across the street, man. I gotta take a pee again, man. I don't know why. Shit. We gotta pay my phone. Gotta pay my phone bill. Yeah, man, my desperation kicks in, bruh. I start working out more and I start cutting the carbs because I want attention from females. And that's natural. If you ain't getting no attention, man, it's pretty much a wrap for you, man. If you ain't getting no attention from females, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, cause some guys they don't wanna talk about that. You know, some dudes are afraid to like, you know, to be honest about whether or not they struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to keep it real, man. They want to keep it fake. You know, so I don't need no woman's attention. I need that. I'm like, that's a bullshit goddamn lie, man. You tell that lie one more time, and I'll be done slapped you around, boy. You don't want a female's attention. You don't desire that. Then you must be gay. You feel what I'm saying? Every man desires a female's attention, bro. That's why we work out. And you feel what I'm saying? That's why we work out. That's why we in the gym trying to get a six-pack, because we know what? Women love six-packs. That's the favorite part on a male's body is the stomach that's rippled. Okay? Dudes work hard to get that. Like right now, I ain't got one right now, man. But it's coming in. It's slowly coming back in again. And I gotta be more consistent with the workout, meaning I gotta like beast like almost every single day, you know, just to get my six-pack back. Because that's what like females like. When they see your stomach all rippled and stuff, they want to touch it and rub it. You know, they ooh, hot stuff. They be like, ooh, look at that body, look at that stomach. You know, that's why they say work out until you get a six-pack. You know, that's the favorite body part that females like. More than the arms, more than the chest or the back, you know what I'm saying, or the legs, something like that. Nah, their favorite part on the male's body is the six-pack. You know, and some guys don't want to do all that. So they say, fuck all that, bro. I'm gonna move overseas. I'm gonna get a passport. I don't have to get a six-pack. I don't have to self-improve into a millionaire. You know, that's the easiest route to go. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, and it's in human nature. Like I said, I keep saying this time and time again. It is in human nature to like choose the path with the least resistance. Because becoming a millionaire or a billionaire in America, we talking about a whole lot of work and a whole lot of years. Dudes don't want to have that time like that. They're like, okay, I'll just buy a passport and go overseas, and there we go. I can live like a rock star over there. You know, I can have threesomes and stuff over there, bro. Like I don't have to self-improve into a millionaire and chase the bag for years at a time. I don't have to do that. All I do is buy me a passport, you know, save a little money, buy a plane ticket and a visa, and I'm in the country where I don't have to self-improve into a millionaire to get women. I get out there just by my face, you know, being American and shit. But time is growing, man, for like Thailand. Thailand is becoming more and more packed with expats and passport bros. So the women are slowly starting to act like American women now. So you guys are blowing up the spot over there. You know what I'm saying? There's always that seesaw effect for everything that you do. Yeah, you go into Thailand, but slowly but surely it's starting to become like the Matrix. Because too many of you guys are going out there, bro. And trying to stay out there and live out there and shit. You're not just fucking traveling, bro. A lot of you niggas are staying out there. What's up with it? What's up with it, Terrell? So eventually there's gonna be so many niggas in Thailand, bro. You're gonna be like, God damn, I done blown up the spot. Now these women are acting like American women now. Well, yeah, because too many of you guys are going over there, bro. Blowing up the spot for people who just want to travel. I don't consider myself a passport, bro, because I don't want to live there long term. At the most, I'll live in Thailand for like a year, and that's not long term. Oh shit, is they closed? No, they ain't closed, bro. Don't tell me they closed. I'll have to come back tomorrow, man. Maybe they just got the door closed. They just got the door closed. They can't be closed this early. It's on 5:15. I think they're open. They just got the door closed, I think. Oh, they closed. Damn. I guess I can come back tomorrow, right? Let me see. On Saturdays, it's supposed to be open. Come on, bruh. I came down here, all the way down here for nothing. Saturday. It's supposed to close at 7 p.m. Man, so yeah. Man. And look at me, man. I'm out here fighting for my life, you know what I mean? Trying to get the bag, and so I won't be the guy that's suffering forever, man. And it's taking a long time. I gotta take a pee too, man. And they're not open? Come on, bruh. Motherfuckers closed early. I guess I'll come down here in the morning, man. I walked all that whole entire way. Man. A lot of passport bros are flooding Cartagena, Colombia. Yeah, they've been flooding that place. I got no desire to go to Colombia at all. Okay, they're opening up. Okay, I thought it was closed. Okay, he left for a little bit. That's what happened. I'm glad I turned around. I'm so glad I turned around. Yeah, because guys, the reason why they're going down to Colombia is because of the butt factor. You know, the brothers like the thickness, so you'll find that more in Colombia. You know, you'll find more passport bros in Colombia. Way more beautiful women out there with thickness. You know. With the big old butt. What's up, man?
Hey, brother. What's your phone number?
Sorry, I had to pay my phone bill. They branching out where they can get laid more. That's the whole entire thing. They're not trying to start families and stuff, man. They're just trying to get laid. feel what I'm saying? Like me, I want to start a family, bro, at some point, man. If I'm traveling, I get a woman, I'll bring her back to the U.S., man. I don't want to stay out there long term, bro. You can't take care of a woman good out there, bro. You'll be struggling yourself out there in the matrix. You feel what I'm saying? You know? Bring her back over here, man, can make more money, become a millionaire, and no reason to leave you for Chad and Tyrone. You know, because you a millionaire, she by your side, man. She only gonna leave you because you broke over here, man. You struggling. If she does leave me, I can replace her quick because you're a millionaire, or you got the bag or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I bring her back over here to a nice life with a condo. I got a Porsche and shit. You know what I'm saying? She got a good thing popping. She ain't gonna fuck that up. A lot of times women don't really, if they got something good, man, they ain't gonna leave you. You know, like Cassie actually left Diddy, but it took her 10 years. You know, but Diddy was slapping her around, so she had to leave. You know, but a lot of guys, they taking the easy way out, which is getting a passport. That's pretty easy, bro. Getting a bag is hard. Becoming rich and wealthy, that's hard. That takes a lot of time and a lot of discipline. A lot of guys ain't got that. Buy a passport, buy a visa, and I'm done. and a plane ticket. And for $3,000, you could do all that for $3,000. You know. Then you gotta save a little bit of money too, you know? You know what I'm saying? And you done. $3,000, that ain't no real money. You feel me? That's the easy way out. Hell, it was easy for me to go to Brazil, man. There was no 3 or 4 or 5 year plan. What's up, man? Sometimes when it buffered, that means I went inside the store and made a purchase and shit. I don't want to fiddle with the phone, man, while I'm making the transaction. You know, so guys are going where they can get their needs met, and best believe out there in Thailand, these women, these beautiful women in Thailand, they turning these guys all the way up. You know, I mean, I seen dudes out there, they getting blowjobs, they really getting sex out there, man. And that's what it's supposed to be about, man. Your life is supposed to be getting sex and getting with the female that got the better genetics, so you can have access to her genes and shit like that. You know. But they're making it harder nowadays in the matrix to get sex. That's why dudes are getting passports. It's all about having sex. It's not, oh, I just want to go out there and just lay up on the beach and chill. Oh, I just want to be out there. I want to taste the food. I want to experience different food and stuff. Nah, it's not about that. The main reason why these old guys and these passport bros are going overseas because they're having a hard time getting sex. You can't fool a man that was born, 45 years ago. I know what time it is, man. I ain't stupid. Think I was born yesterday? I know your body needs sex, bro. The human body needs sex. It's not a want. I keep saying this time and time again. You need to have sex. It's not a want. Doctors will tell you need sex. They'll tell you like having sex is good for the mind and body and soul, man. You hear what I'm saying? To release a nut that's that's explosive with a female, you know what I'm saying? You need that, bro. Ain't nothing like the real thing, man. Jerking off is different. But ain't nothing like having real sex, bro, with a real woman. And not with a fucking blow up doll either, man. Or fucking sex robots and shit. That shit is stupid, bro. No way in the world I'll be owning a sex robot. So that's what these passport bros are doing, bro. They fixing their problem. They got a problem, and they're fixing it by traveling. And hey, man, I don't blame them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A man got to get laid, man. Man, back when I was out there dating, and I would bust that nut with that female, I would feel the most relief in the world, bro. I'd be so relieved. I'd be like, like it's like your mind and your body and spirit just come peaceful to one. They all come together to, as one and shit. You're like, I just got through busting that proper nut. Oh shit. And you feel good afterwards. You're like, man, I'm released hard, man. I bust a nut inside that coochie hard. Like there was no tomorrow, bro. Like when I was fucking with, Thai girl, man, I was releasing in her every single time. Every time we hung out together, I would release inside. I wouldn't pull out, I was releasing all of my juices inside that coochie. And afterwards, I felt like a motherfucking king, bro. You just got your dick sucked, your balls licked, busting nuts inside the coochie. You feel like a motherfucking man, bro, afterwards. Nigga, you feel what I'm saying? You feel like a fucking king, bro. You feel alive. You feel awake. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you might feel sleepy after you bust that nut, because it's time to go to sleep. I wake up feeling like $1,000,000. That's what sex is all about, man. A lot of guys need that in their life, bro. Matter of fact, all men, not a lot of men, all men need that. That's why low body fat percentage is important, man. They help you get sex. Feel me? It helps you get sex, man. Low body fat percentage is important. I know for a fact that I do better with the ladies at low body fat percentage. I really do. But overseas, you don't have to do none of that. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to be in shape, nothing like that, to attract females out there. Now, it would be a plus if you are in shape, but that's anywhere in the world, man. If you're in shape, six-pack abs, biceps, back, shoulders, everything in shape, including your legs, because you don't want to be a toothpick motherfucker with the legs. You in shape, you're going to do better with women, period, man. Even if you're an older cat like me, you in shape, you do better with women. Versus if you're fat, yeah, makes common sense, man. Makes sense. You fat, you're going to do horrible with the ladies. You in shape, you're going to do better. You know what I'm saying? Whew, I'm walking this distance, man. But it's good. Shit. It's all good. It's all good. Y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. That's that old school MC Hammer. You know? Y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. This ain't the can't name call the game. See, I can be flayed. that first verse and shit. I'm not to create the kind of beat to make it rump shake, but it's all great. But now I'm second record straight. That old school MC Hammer, bro. It's all good. Y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. It's all it's all good. Y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing what your body is meant to do, bro. To have sex. And it's not natural to go years without sex, bro. Me, I haven't had a consistent sex life and I don't know how long. And now my weight has been up and down, so that contributes to a lot of the droughts that I've been experiencing. But if I can maintain, you know, a low percentage body fat, I will always do good with women as long as I'm young. And 45 is young compared to old guys out there that are 60 and 70. You know, as long as I'm young, I keep that body fat percentage low, I'll do okay. I always do better. I get dates when I'm at low percentage body fat, bro. Shit, when I was on the goddamn enhancement steroids, man, I was getting dates left and right, even with a 19-year-old female. That lets you know that low percentage body fat, man, it's a different world with women. You know, feel what I'm saying? It's all good. Y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. You know. So, I'm not a passport bro. I don't consider myself as a passport bro, you know, because I'm not trying to stay long term. Passport bros are trying to stay there for life. Even though they can't, a lot of them can't because they ain't got their bread together. You know, I remember this one guy, he was saying that he was in and out of the Philippines. Some fat dude, man. He was definitely undesirable. You know, sub 5. But he was in and out the Philippines, traveling back and forth just to see one chick that was hot. You know, that's what it's all about. Going over there getting hot women that are out of your league that you can't get in America. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. They'll travel across the world just so they can get hot women, bro. Because they don't want to date their face match, you know. But who wants to, though? Unless you're Chad or Tyrone. You know, Chad and Tyrone got no problem dating their face match. But it goes to show that, you know, I'm going to take a pee over here, man. Let me see. I need a place to take a piss, bro. I got a release, bro. It doesn't take a it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. That these guys are having trouble in America. They having trouble getting laid. So you can't fool me, man. I know what time it is. Yeah, I gotta take a pee, man. I can't continue to keep on. You know, I got a long way to walk, so I gotta step over here, man, real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta take a piss. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a leak, bro. Damn, I can't hold it. So I know what desperation is, man. You know, you haven't had a girlfriend in a long time. You're struggling to get things that you want, and Everything that you want and need is just a plane ride away, man. 13, 14-hour plane ride. You feel what I'm saying? Where you could get straight to the chicks that give you attention, man. Cause out here, you ain't getting nothing, bro. Especially if you ain't young anymore. Like, you ain't getting no attention from no females. Like, I had to like drop body fat percentage just so I could get attention from females. Feel what I'm saying? I had to drop body fat percentage, work out, you know what I'm saying, just so I could get some attention from Little Seven. You feel what I'm saying? Because Little Seven was not trying to see me at first, bro. When I was 7 pounds heavier, I was invisible. I was like the invisible man out here in this piece. You feel what I'm saying? I was the invisible man in this piece. Then once I lost a little weight, you know, the jawline started coming out, the double chin is going away. All of a sudden, I'm visible. Even to younger females, I'm visible. I saw some jailbait checking me out, and I'm like, you are jailbait. You and your friend is jailbait. There's nowhere in the world I'll be trying to get with you. Young female look like 15 and 16 and shit. Hellcat will be in jail. Like, you checking me out, you know, because you got muscles, you ripped. You know what I'm saying? That's appealing, man. A muscular body is appealing to a lot of females, bro. It don't matter how young or old they are, they're always gonna like a dude that's in shape. You know, you're more attractive that way when you're in shape. You're less attractive when you got a big old pot belly. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense though. You know, that shit makes sense. You know, it makes sense all the way around. You know, when they say make that shit make sense, you know, that shit makes sense. Like, that you are more attractive to females, you know, than you are when you had a higher body fat percentage. Simple as that. You know, if you don't get that, then I don't know what world you living in, man. You must be living up under a rock or something. If you can't figure that shit out. My kids stay at low percentage body fat, bro. Stay working out. Because sometimes I let the workouts go and I chunk up. And I get a penalty for that. You want Little Seven to keep looking at you, keep dropping body fat percentage. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You want women to look at you. You 45, but you look good for your age because you work out. Most 45-year-old dudes are bald and fat. You know, looking 45. When you think about a 45-year-old dude, you think of a balding guy, a guy that's losing his looks. You know, at high body fat percentage. That's when you don't think like when you think about a 45-year-old dude, you don't think all that. You know what I'm saying? You don't think, yeah, he's ripped, shredded, and still got stamina. Nah, you don't think that. You think that once a motherfucker hit 45, it's over for him with the looks. But I tell you that, as long as you keep your body fat percentage low, you'll always get a young female's attention, man. Because then you become the exception to the rule. Because most women are 25, when they think about a 45-year-old dude, they think balding, fat, chunky, don't take care of his body. You know? First thing they do, a guy that's 20 years older than me, ew. They won't go that high. But once you bring that body fat percentage down and you in shape like a motherfucker, then all of a sudden you become the exception to let me drink some water. All of a sudden you become the exception to the rule. He doesn't look 45. See what I'm saying? And as long as you don't look 45, you're good. You know, women love low percentage body fat. Shit. You got to stay there though. Don't chunk up. You'll get attention from women all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You see at me, I'm slowly dropping weight. It was easier 3 years ago to drop weight. So I remember I was working out really easily. I mean, I was working out on a consistent basis and it was easy to drop weight. And now I'm older, bro. It's getting harder. And it's like, man, you gotta stay there. You can't like let go of the workouts ever. You gotta work out until you die, man. It's gotta be a lifestyle forever, basically. You know, you lose everything when you don't work out. You know? Because, you know, like I said, man, you stay in shape, you can still attract them young females. You know, you just don't get a gut, man. You get a gut, man, a big old pot belly, it'll be over for you big time. As the incels say, right? It's over. Yeah, you go ahead and start balding and get a big old pot belly and get a bunch of fat on your face. It'll be over for you then, unless you got millions in the bank. Then you can afford to do that. But if you broke, man, you better have a lean six-pack. And like I said, I do better with women with six-packs, bro. You're more likely to get a blowjob when you got a six-pack, man. Females, they want to suck your dick, man. You got a lean stomach, they don't want to suck your dick, man. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to ask them, they go down and do it. I mean, one time, I was lean, bro. And I went to a massage parlor a while back, and I told you guys about this. This was back like 10 years ago, when I was in my early 30s. This is over 10 years ago, like 12, 13 years ago. And I used to go to those things. And so I figured out that I was wasting my goddamn money. Well, I walked through the door, I was lean, cut, female looking at me like I was lunch. Shit, I got in that back of that room, man, and I got undressed. You know, she walked up to me, she started kissing on me and shit, you know, kissing me and stuff. And then she pulled me over by the door, put a little, what they call it, a little cotton ball in the peephole, got down on her knees and started sucking. I was like, God damn, like this already? Your body was lean, bro. You get six-pack abs, bro. You got visible abs, you know? Yeah, you're gonna have a better time. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna have a better time out here. You know? Shit, I'm out of water, but I'm halfway there. You know? That's been my problem. It's the weight. My weight has been up and down, up and down. You get tired of that shit. You wish you had better genetics where you could work out and you don't put on no weight. I mean, you could eat whatever you want and don't put on no weight. But now you over 25 now, well over 25. And it gets harder to maintain that six-pack, bro. I remember when I was in my 20s, I could eat whatever I wanted and still maintain lean. Not no more. You know, I still drink and stuff, but I work out still. You feel what I'm saying? So right now I got a little bit of a stomach, but it's not bad. You feel what I'm saying? There's like a little pudge right there, but right now my chest is sticking out further than my stomach, so that's a good thing. But it's all about, competing, man. When you're working out, you're competing with other men. That's a competing thing itself. Just working out, being in shape. You get an edge over other men. You know, I paid that phone bill. Yeah, I did. I got okay, good. I don't want them to cut my shit off like they did last time. If you pussyfoot around long enough, they'll cut that shit off. You know. And I've been struggling throughout the years because of my weight, man. And this time, you know, ever since I left jail, I've been more persistent with my workouts. For some reason, jail it changed me, man. In jail, I was working out a lot, like almost every single day. I was doing push-ups and sit-ups every single day. Came out looking different. You know, it's a battle, man. And it's a struggle, man. You know? It's the struggle out here to maintain weight, chase the bag at the same time. You feel me? To maintain your weight, chase the bag. Maintain weight, chase the bag. Work out on a regular, chase the bag. I went 2 days without working out. I can't do that too much, man. It's got to be every other day or every day. 5 days a week. A lot of cardio, man. A lot of fucking cardio. Today I did capoeira, man. You know what I'm saying? My kicks are stronger. You know, I'm faster. You know. But it's all about, like I said, man. It's all about just competing. In Thailand, you know, what the passport bros are doing, they're moving away from the matrix where it's highly competitive at to where it's not so competitive. You feel what I'm saying? In Thailand, you know, if you're a black man or even a white man, you're different. You know, you're not competing with a bunch of Chads and Tyrones and a bunch of rich, wealthy men. You're not, it's not like that out there, bro. You're going to where women struggle to find a man at, okay? It's the reverse over there in Thailand and in the Philippines. It's a struggle for them to find a man. It's reverse. Over here, it's the men that's struggling. Over there in Thailand, it's reverse. The women are struggling out there. So you're going to where women are desperate. Like in China, there's some desperate 30-year-old women out there, bro. Man, they can't find nobody to marry. You go to China, picking up a 30-year-old won't be it won't be hard at all. You know, some of you guys are desperate. You're going over there. Them leftover women out there, man, some of them won't be able to find a husband. They got to live alone for the rest of their life. Because the Chinese men over there, they strict. When they mean no leftover women, they mean it. They're not dating you long term. They're not trying to mess with you. So I hear a lot of pain and sorrow and agony from Chinese women on these leftover women channels. She was like, I cry myself to sleep every single night because I'm alone. I cook alone. I read books alone. I watch TV alone. I go out to movies alone. And I'm just crying because now it's over. You know, nobody wants to marry me. You know. So imagine you, as a struggling guy in America, come over there and got a little bit of money, you know, and stuff like that. You're gonna have a field day with them women. Because them women are desperate as hell, bro. Like, women who got money are desperate out there. You go out there, you'll find a woman with some money, bro. She'll buy things for you and everything. Like, she'll buy you a brand new car, a brand new condo. They got millionaire women who are just by themselves. Thousandaire women in China. Even though China's not a good destination for you, man. There's too much racism against black people in that country. You go over there, man, you're gonna feel it. It's not a real good destination for passport bros or any black man to go to China. Now, Thailand a lot better, man, because they all dark out there. Not all of them, but you know, they don't like dark skin out there either, but a lot of them are dark. So you have an easier time getting with the dark-skinned Thai women out there. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you got two desperate people coming together, basically. That's what's going on over there in them countries. You got a desperate Thai, you got a desperate passport bro coming from the US, and then you got a desperate, bar girl that's looking for a husband to take care of her and her kid. A lot of them females got kids and shit. And them Thai men, they ain't playing that, bro. They're not trying to mess with single mothers. But a simp from the West will, because he's desperate. And he'll come in and say, fuck that. At least I got me some pussy. I ain't struggling no more, nigga. I might be a stepdaddy or something, but I'm getting laid on the regular. What about you? That's how they look at it. A single mother is better than nothing, and I agree. Yeah, it is. A single mom, especially if she's hot, above your looks level, it's better than jacking off by yourself to porn. That's how the passport bros think. I'm coming from the West where I couldn't get no women. I'm sub 5. They ain't trying to fuck with me. I go out to Thailand and I get all this attention, man, that I wasn't getting in the West. So those countries is less competitive for coochie out there. That's why dudes are going out there. They don't want to compete with Chad and Tyrone and Richmond in the West. Because there's a lot of Richmond in the West, bro. A lot of Chads and Tyrones to compete with. That's why it's hard. You feel what I'm saying? That's why it's hard. Too much competition for men. Out here, where I'm at, man Jose, there's way more men out here than it is women. So it makes the guys who are at the bottom, it makes them struggle because of all the men out here, the thousandaires. When I mean by thousandaires, I'm talking about dudes who making 200 grand, 300 grand a year, 400 grand, 500 grand a year. Doctors and lawyers everywhere. Dudes pushing plush cars, high-end cars all day long out here. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, you see that out here all the time. And you see tall, young Chads and Tyrones everywhere. So they got the game on lock. The Chads and Tyrones in Richmond, the guys who are in the 20%, they got this shit on locked out here. So it's causing a lot of guys to flee the country. They're like, a billion ship, nigga. Chads and Tyrones done took over, bro. It's over, bro. It's over. Go overseas. Get your passport. Like in fucking like Aliens and shit. Part 2. But what the fuck we gonna do now, man? It's over. It's over. What the fuck we gonna do now, bro? And the other guy grabs him. Are you finished? I like that part right there. Back when the helicopter had exploded because the alien was on board and he killed the pilot and shit like that, and it went down and it exploded. That was their rescue ship. That rescue ship was coming, and he was like, "What the fuck is going? What are we gonna do now, man? It's over. It's over. Now what the fuck we gonna do?" So it's like, so dudes are taking the easy way out, but there's a consequence to that. Man, you'll be back over here in the Matrix struggling again. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said before, nature intended men to live on hard mode. Going overseas just to get laid for 6 months and have to come back to the Matrix and save money so you can go overseas again, it's like, that's no way to live. You feel what I'm saying? You can't start a family that way either, man. If you gotta leave the country, you go to Africa, you want to start a family out there, bro, you ain't really got your money out like that. Starting a family is like, you really gotta have stability anywhere in the world. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't escape the stability part, man. I mean, you can escape for a little bit, but eventually, guys, we're all gonna get old. You're gonna need children to come and see you, man, when you're old. Because you can't escape old age. Old age is coming. And it's coming sooner than you think. That's why going out there, man, just having sex, you know, and not leaving no legacy, man, it's nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been hearing some crazy stories on them leftover women channels. You know, a lot of the women didn't have children, and they get to the old folks' home and they complain about not having children. Oh, it was my deepest regret. You know, about, you know, just my deepest regret about life was not having children, because they see all the other older people in the old folks' home, got family members coming to see them and visit them, bringing them flowers and roses and stuff. You know, I mean, a rose is a flower, but what I'm saying is, what made me like want to have children is I hear the stories of these leftover women and men, leftover men, being old at their, at the old folks' home, just having nobody come to see them at all, just by themselves, wishing they would have had children, you know, especially women. When a woman don't have children, she don't get married, she gonna end up old and alone. Like some of these 304s on what they call it, on OnlyFans, they heading toward a life of being old and alone, man. That's where they're heading. Because no man is gonna marry them, man. They're not gonna have children. I mean, they might have children, but you know, if they don't have children, they screwed, man. You know, and they so in love with making money, they're not paying attention. Like your looks, you're not gonna be able to retire on OnlyFans. There's no retirement plan on OnlyFans. You thinking about it just for right now. You know, you're thinking about the money now. You're not thinking about 50 years from now when your titties don't sag down to your ankles, and you know you ain't young and youthful no more. You can't sell yourself anymore. You're not thinking about the long term. You're thinking about short term money. You know, and that's OnlyFans will scar your ass for life as a female. No coming back from that. What's up with it, man?
How are you?
I'm good. About to head to Starbucks, and I just got done paying my phone bill.
Huh?
So I went down to Metro PCS to pay my phone bill.
You got your neighbor there in the Starbucks.
Huh?
You got your neighbor there in the Starbucks.
My name?
Your neighbor.
Oh yeah, her?
Yesterday she was there with me. She threw my beer. She threw my water. Because Stephanie asked us for money in the Hawaiian barbecue. Say, told Stephanie, leave my place. Yo, why? You told she's a woman, you're a woman. No, I don't know how to fight. Okay, why you fighting with me?
So I told you when she got her,
No, you fucking bitch.
when she got her benefits, she acting dip now.
Then she said, hey, the bench here, sit, is my space. You don't come here no more.
That's what I'm saying. Now she acting. I told you,
No,
bro.
because she got money and she friends.
That's what I said, bro. She was just using you until she got her shit, and then once she got her shit, she's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! I don't need you no more."
She fight with me. She fight with the Indian guy too.
I told you. Don't buy her beer no more.
I just see she's looking for me today. I just ignore it and they go around.
I told you, bro. Told you.
But she miss you.
I don't miss her. I don't fuck with that bitch, man. I'll end up going to jail behind that hoe. No, we ain't kicking it no more. I'm good with hanging out with that bitch. Way below my looks level, I am not attracted to her. I don't care how desperate I got. My dick didn't get up, man. You know, I never tried to even try to touch her at all. You know, nah, I'm good. Hanging out with her. It's another female I was talking about. Now, like I said, man, it's a desperate situation over here, and people who plan not to have children, you're gonna regret it in life if you don't. If you don't have children, nobody's gonna take care of you, bro. I don't care if you're rich, man. You still gotta go to the old folks' home. Who gonna watch TV with you when you old and your looks are went to shit? Who gonna come over and visit you, man, and keep you company? It seems like when you get old, you just nobody wants to be around you, man. You know? That's why we got prepared for that moment. What time is it? We got prepared for that moment, man. There's a lot of lonely women who make a lot of money out here too, man. I see women riding around in high-end cars by themselves. You know, they'll never be married. They'll never have children. Some women haven't had children. You know? You know, but they got them high-end cars though. They driving around. Some dudes don't like that. A woman that has a high-end car, you know, a high-paying job. Some dudes can't deal with that. So it causes a lot of women to be single out here. And that's the number one thing for a woman, man, is to start a family, man. Most of them want to start families and stuff, but they chase careers and stuff, man, instead. I don't want to depend on no man for no money. I got my own, I'm making my own money. There's a consequence for that. You're gonna be old and alone. You know? Wait. Man, that was a long walk. I'm almost there now. That was a long walk. But I'll see you guys on the next one, man. I just need you guys to keep me company while I go pay my phone bill. You know what I'm saying? I always do that. When I'm gonna go pay my phone bill, I just go live. Shit. Keeps me occupied, man, and makes the trip go by faster, you know? So it's really deep, man. You don't start thinking about this until you get a certain age. I suggest you chase the bag at a young age, so you won't have to get to your 40s and, oh, well, look at the time. I gotta chase the bag now. You're like, bro, you could have got the bag while you was young. You know, you should have been chasing while you was young, and you wouldn't be in the situation right now. You way too goddamn late to start chasing that motherfucker. I know I've been about myself, man. You know, I don't choose to be in a relationship unless I got my bread right, man. Because I could go out, I could find me a certified woman, man. That's no problem, man. You know. Shit, hurry up, man. But that's not what I'm about, man. You know, I want to live the high life. You know, I want to live good. I don't want to struggle no more. Tired of it. You just get tired of just struggling. It's like whatever. Anyway, man, I'm gonna end this live. I just got to Starbucks. My stuff is still here. I didn't bring my backpack. I left it there, Starbucks. And I've been gone for a whole entire hour or two. So, shit. I'll see y'all in the next one. You guys take care. I'm out.